Replica is a low latency, real-time distributed network.
So traditional networking solutions rely heavily on the operating system and the CPU inside the computer system. So Replica does not have that same requirement because it's based on top of RDMA technologies. And what RDMA technologies do is it allows direct communication between the NIC, the network interface card, and the CPU's memory. So it completely skips the entire operating system, say the TCP stack or the networking stack, by communicating directly to the CPU memory. Then the CPU has access to that data, whether it's a transmit or a receive. It directly interacts in memory, and so there's no CPU overhead of having to read other memory locations through other network interfaces.
Well, if you've gotten to the point where you have to distribute your nodes or you need multiple computers to solve your problems, Replica can step in and help there. In the past, they've had custom solutions that people would come up with using FPGAs, but that's reinventing the wheel every time. They're usually not very scalable, they're not that flexible, and everybody's doing it differently. With Replica, it will solve that problem, and in addition to that, it's based on the Linux OS, multiple versions of it. You can use Replica across different platforms. So if you've got a hill by one manufacturer and a hill by another, in theory, Replica could allow them to communicate instead of the proprietary way in which certain platforms do it internally.
So Replica can be added to really any hardware system that supports the Linux operating system. So for example, behind me, I have a PXI system that runs on a flavor of Linux. We added an RDMA network interface card, and then we added the Replica IP on top of that. So if you have a PCIe-based or PXI-based system, Replica can be added right on top of it.
The automotive industry can benefit from this with all the computers that are now in vehicles these days, and some of the tendencies to go to domain controllers or multiple domain controllers. We're going to have to pass that information real fast from one node to the next. So automotive, certainly aerospace has been using reflective memory for this type of things, but it's getting to the point where that's no longer keeping up with the speeds and demands of aircrafts. So certainly the aerospace, but really anybody that is doing computations in distributed nodes where they need to share that information from one node to the next in a real-time synchronized way can take advantage of it.
I would say Replica can help reduce time to market because it's already established and it's vendor agnostic. So if we need to add Replica on top of another system to communicate between systems, that's going to help eliminate some of that time to market since it's a proven standard already. So I think Replica could really help future-proof systems because it is vendor agnostic. So vendors can come and go, and vendors can actually have their own protocols. They can eliminate their own protocols, but because Replica is vendor agnostic and it's based on the RDMA standard, I think it will age.
Getting to the place where the vehicles themselves can utilize it. There's more and more computers in vehicles, and it's important to share that information from one computer to another computer. There's things in automotive in particular, automotive Ethernet is trying to address that, CAN FD, but they keep coming up with different protocols because the speed increases that they need to share that information, and eventually, maybe it'll get to the point where Replica is the solution to that problem as well.
Well, I think Replica is going to evolve with RDMA technology. So as RDMA gets faster, gets better, Replica can evolve right along with it. So I think being based on this open standard is really in our favor.